A Board Game Talk, episode number 6. I'm John Caspian,
And I'm Joe Collins.
and today we're talking about legacy spookiness. And I promise I will not talk in that awful Transylvanian accent the whole time.
Boy!
But we do want to talk about what is so epic about legacy games, particularly when it comes to Legacy Betrayal House on the Hill, which I think they shortened to Legacy Betrayal, or Betrayal Legacy.
Betrayal Legacy, yes.
See, that's a better name, I think. Otherwise, Trail on the House on the Hill somewhere in history,
Yes.
over and over again. Sounds a little bit, maybe much.
Yeah, Betrayal Legacy House. Yeah, that's a mouthful. So what they decided to do is just shorten it down. So, but the game itself is not short. This is exactly.
That's a good point.
Yes.
So, Joe, what do you love? And well, first of all, what is a legacy game? While I share this around Facebook.
Well, the first Legacy game that I was aware of, and I think a lot of people are aware of, was Risk Legacy. For the longest time, and Risk Legacy came out like a couple of decades ago. Well, basically, you had your classic idea of Risk, which is just kind of I don't know, like a colonial. I think it was colonial times. Well, yeah, no, 1700s times. Well, of course, you know the Risk. You're trying to beat one another and conquer the world. And of course, you had games like Monopoly and board gaming. I don't think was just starting out in its infancy. So Risk Legacy, of course, came out, and basically what a legacy game is a campaign contained within the game, but as you progress, you open up. So there's some like cards that you open up only at a specific moment, or that there's a sticker that you have to put onto the board that's Xing out a specific path down the road or down that game. So basically, you're constantly changing the board. You may be tearing up some cards. So it's basically a specifically unique game that is specifically catered to your first initial play. So next time you go back and play, then the game is it carries over whatever you accomplished last game. It carries over to the next. So that's where the legacy game comes in for Riskily. So once you're done, if you got Risk and once you're done with it, your board is uniquely yours. Though it's just depending on how you did, and the creators of Legacy just took that idea and went with it when it comes to all these other games. There was one for Betrayal, there was one for Werewolf, so they kept on just improve. One for Pandemic Legacy is another one where you just go through a campaign. So it's basically just a kind like a a story. So, and it's been very popular just because of that campaign aspect to it. It's a very unique game mechanic.
Yeah, I like it. So Pandemic Legacy is something we've played before. We played season 1 of that, and what's cool about that is that you start off with like your special characters that do things like you can research anywhere or something, and there's one guy who can move someone somewhere. He's like a medevac mover. But then you get relationships with other characters that you develop, like friendship and all this stuff. And then you also get like perks and or penalties. So it's really cool in that I can play Pandemic 50 times and you kind of know your strategies, right? So if you want to make sure to save Asia, you save Asia in a certain way. Whereas the Legacy version kind of totally throws a wrench in that. Keeps it much less on the predictable side.
Yeah, and and in some Legacy, if you fail at something, then that failure carries over. And some successes may carry over, some failures may carry over. So there's kind of a accomplished tree. It's just basically whatever happened. So you have to deal with this. Arkham Hall, the card game, which we talked about last week, has kind of a similar mechanic where you fail at something and you get punished for it in the next chapter.
So what you're saying is it's almost like real life, but they call it Legacy.
Yes, it is. So so decisions you make carry over, and you have to just deal with it. And that is for me that's a very appealing thing, just because it adds a whole new challenge, and it makes you emphasizes this sense of got to accomplish as much as we can, and so you put more thought into your actions before you actually execute your plan.
Yeah, that's definitely like real life.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. So
sorry, I just got a little triggered there. It's a little too real for me right now.
Oh, it's okay. This is a game. It's just a game.
Just the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not
Enjoy
the
legacy in the game. That's the one. That's the
Yeah,
one. So Legacy Betrayal we have available at the store. I highly recommend picking that up. You can play that starting before Halloween, which is like tomorrow.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
By the way, I don't do trick or treat. I prefer to have the kids be creative and try to do tricks.
Just tricks.
When you tell them no treats, they don't do anything. They're just like, and they go to the next house.
Well, yeah, because that's kind of.
You're like, yeah, let's see a cool trick. They don't do any cool tricks. They don't trick
Well,
you
to be
anyway.
fair, I don't think that's exactly what they meant by when they say trick. It's
no, not doing a trick like a card trick. I mean like toilet papering someone's tree or something.
That's what I mean. That's exactly what trick means. You either give me a treat or I'm going to like throw eggs at your house or something like that. So it's kind of a
that'd be fun. It'd be kind of exciting. Then I could throw some eggs back.
I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. Absolutely. I prefer just to stay inside and just play games with friends. So yeah. So
that's probably a good idea too.
But we got more than just Betrayal. That's House on the Hill. The other game that I have that's kind of in the same vein as Legacy is last Friday, and this game is really is fun too because it basically it's the same as what is it? The same as Dracula is a hidden role game, but the concept of this game is that you are campers and you have one player who's playing kind of like Freddy from Friday the 13th, or I'm trying to think of the one who did Halloween. It's Jason from Halloween. And basically you're a slasher who's at a camp, and what you're doing is you're trying to hunt down all the campers. Well, sometimes the campers will try to hunt you down too, and there's like 5 chapters. So you're basically going through 5 chapters of a book, and you're just playing that out with this game. And there's also another expansion that suddenly adds, I think, like Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street, or Freddy-esque character. So it seems like a really fun, and really does again it caters well to that B-rated movie like Halloween, where you have that classic Halloween theme, and you're just sitting there trying to run away from the slasher. So it's a really fun game. If you like that type of stuff, then Last Friday definitely is something that I would suggest trying out. So it's really fun, especially for Halloween. And Halloween, like I said, it's perfect for those parties where you have a couple friends over, you dim the lights low, you get those soundtracks going, and you just enjoy the night. So it's a really good game. It goes up to 5 players, and it's one of those where one person is a slasher and the other people are trying to hunt them down. It's a hidden role game, like I said, so it's really fun.
Nice. This is oftentimes coming down to the one person against the bad guy.
Yeah, this is one of those games, just like a Dracula. But again, it's for those who love the slasher genre.
Nice. I like that. What's our final game?
Well, the final game for this is another hidden role game, which is Letters from Whitechapel. And it basically is one player plays Jack the Ripper, and the other ones play the investigators. And Jack the Ripper is trying to basically elude the investigators. And once again, it's another hidden role game. And if you like that, it's more of a what makes this game interesting and unique is that you have that history attached to it. Well, it's actually you have Jack the Ripper, and you have that mystery surrounding it because there's a cold case. People have yet to figure out exactly who Jack the Ripper was. Of course, there's some theories, but it's still shrouded in mystery. And I think that's one of those it's one of those things that's definitely the appeal of the game. So it's the same concept as Dracula and Last Friday, and it is considered to be probably one of the better hidden role games out there. And it also comes with another expansion. So again, if you want to, if you like that idea of 5 versus 1, 4 versus 1, then it's a perfect game for those people and for the cat and mouse game out there. So, and that just goes along with all the other games we've shown this month. So if you have a Halloween party coming up and you have a couple of friends, then I suggest any of these games that we highlight this month would be perfect.
Nice. Yeah, that just about rounds it out. So if y'all have any spooky suggestions for games, put them in the comments down there below. Other people can see them as they watch the video. Halloween's going to be fun. It's a good year for it. So next month, we're talking about sports-related games, since our theme for November is fantasy sports. Particularly Blood Bowl. That's the theme for November at Gigabytes. So we're going to be talking about sports types games and things you can do in that vein. It's going to be a fun month for sure. definitely a fun month, November 2019. And December, we look forward to showing you what we got for December. It's a lot of cool stuff. We're excited about it.
December is this November, December, and October seem to be the best days or the best months for a party because you have friends, family, everybody's in town, so it's great for party games.
Yep. The only thing is when they play Christmas music literally the day after Halloween. I don't get that.
Neither do I.
But it's okay if they start it after Thanksgiving, because then you only have like a month of it at most.
Of course,
but 2 months.
Just one holiday at a time. We can do that. We can
Yeah.
have it on holiday time. Thanksgiving has always been between Halloween and Christmas. We can wait until Christmas comes along. So
I agree.
yeah.
In the meantime, we hope you enjoyed episode 6 of Board Game Talk.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next Wednesday in November for our first episode about sports games or games related to those things. All right, I'm John Caspian.
And I'm Joe Collins.
See y'all later.